This is Peace News Now. Today is Wednesday, May 8th, 2013. Silver is trading at $24 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at $113 per Bitcoin. The Marketplace Fairness Act passed in the Senate yesterday, which means it will soon become U.S. law. The new law forces all online vendors to comply with all state, county, and local taxes when shipping their items. That means if you sell homemade baklava on eBay, you have to know that if you're shipping to a customer in California, your baklava is taxed as food, but when shipping to customers in Washington, it's taxed at a higher rate because local laws consider it candy. Bitcoin users not affected. In other news, John W. Huffman is the JWH behind many synthetic cannabinoids, notably JWH-18. That's the chemical name for spice, a legal alternative to cannabis which can be purchased at corner stores and smoke shops across the country. The problem? According to the chemical's inventor, quote, "The synthetics are harmful, they're dangerous, and marijuana is not really dangerous." Huffman is retired now and openly opposes punishments for people who carry and use Mother Nature. The Guardian UK reports that Stephen Hawking, the world-famous Cambridge mathematics professor, physicist, and author, is backing the academic boycott of Israel as a protest at Israel's treatment of Palestinians. Originally RSVPing as attending, Hawking has written a letter to the Israeli president declining the invitation. Though the letter is not public, friends who have read it have told the press, with Hawking's permission, that it was, quote, his independent decision to respect the boycott, based upon his knowledge of Palestine and on the unanimous advice of his own academic contacts there. In 2009, Hawking denounced Israel's 3-week attack on Gaza, telling Riz Khan on Al Jazeera that Israel's response to rocket fire from Gaza was, quote, plain out of proportion. Hawking, who is 71 years old, faced a swarm of criticism over Facebook, but is joined in his boycott by a small but growing list of other rights-conscious celebrities, including Elvis Costello and Roger Waters. May those who have not only the ability to face the realities of the world, but also the courage to speak out against injustice, continue to do so. Are you tired of the US government killing people around the world? Are you tired of having to pay for their murderous rampage? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin is money that cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. Bitcoin takes the power of money from government and returns it properly to the people. By continuing to use the dollar, you are helping the government. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at weusecoins.com. NBA icon turned diplomat Dennis Rodman has asked Kim Jong-un to, quote, do me a solid. Yesterday, Rodman tweeted, quote, I'm calling on the supreme leader of North Korea, or as I call him, Kim, to do me a solid and cut Kenneth Bai loose. American Kenneth Bai stood trial in North Korea for allegedly attempting to overthrow the regime. According to USA Today, Bai was detained for nearly 6 months and has been sentenced to 15 years of compulsory labor for crimes against the state. Rodman tweeted, quote, I'm not a politician. Kim Jong-un and North Korean people are basketball fans. I love everyone. Period. End of story. JG Vibes concludes, quote, although sports, entertainment, and even art can become a distraction and an escape when taken to an excess, it still offers a great avenue through which people who are living under different tyrants can interact with one another and recognize each other's humanity. In other news, an interesting article from the LA Times reports that a Pew Research report of the government's own statistics reveals that gun crime in the US has plunged in the last 2 decades. Yet few Americans are aware of the drop. And more interestingly, most Americans believe the opposite. However, the truth remains, all violent crime in the US, including crimes involving guns, have sharply declined. The number of gun killings has dropped 40%. What about crimes involving guns where people weren't killed? Down 70%. With dramatic numbers like these, you'd think Americans would know this. Only 10% does. Over half of the Pew poll respondents thought that gun crime has increased. Question: where are your friends getting their news? Please share this podcast for a better informed tomorrow. This has been Peace News Now, your daily update on the peaceful evolution. Watch us on the Next News Network, and for links and videos, subscribe to PNN at youtube.com/peacenewsnow. For peacenewsnow.com, I'm Derek J, reminding you that peace is the way.